I mean, Hughesy's a good captain, and we've got good solid backup as well. So it's a great trip, and I'm very honoured to be asked back again. And I hope I can find something half as good as Frankel, so I get back next year maybe. But no, it's a great buzz, and we certainly appreciate it, I can tell you.
Well, there is so much to talk to you about, but I'd like to touch on a horse called Twice Over, who was a extremely serious racehorse in his own right, a time form rating of 128. We are very privileged to have him come to South Africa, the son of Observatory, and also from the Khalid Abdullah stable, and in Sir Henry Cecil's care. He was also very special.
Yes, he was, and he was very close to everybody in the yard. He's been there so long. He was an ultra consistent racehorse. He was of the highest class. It's no mistake that he won 2 champion stakes. He won an Eclipse. He held his own in Dubai for the Carnival. I suppose he's a horse probably could have got a bit closer in the World Cup if the draw, because it's a tight enough track around there. So we always thought he could have got closer, but he never had much luck out there. But he was very good when he won the Eclipse. He was able to make his own running. He was very versatile, very consistent, as I said before. And what I really liked about him is he's just a wonderful character. He was, Henry will tell you himself, he was a very close friend to all of us. And I mean, even the last few weeks I've been going up to do odds and bobs and media stuff for Frankel's stud career ahead of him. But I always make the habit of passing Twice Over's stable and giving him a carrot too, because he's an absolute wonderful character. Words wouldn't even do him justice now. He's so kind a horse. He's, and if his offspring can be anything like him, they'll have wonderful characters and very, very genuine horses. So, but I'm really, really delighted he's got a good stallion job, because if a horse ever deserved it, it's him. And I'm sure there'll be Twice Over juveniles appearing very shortly in the next couple of seasons here in South Africa and globally, because I think given the right opportunity, I think his stallion could make it.
Well, I can tell you that the stud that he's going to is probably one of the most beautiful places in the world. There's some extremely well-bred horses that are in that barn, but he will be the kingpin, that I can promise you. And you will hear a lot about him, because they make a fuss of their horses. He's really going to be looked after. JPEG is going to be stable companion. But the bottom line is, when did you first realise that Twice Over was going to be something really special?
Well, I actually rode him in a lot of it. I wasn't stable jockey at the time in Warren Place at the time, but actually Richard Hughes was Prince Khalid Abdullah's jockey at the time, and I was riding a lot of work on him, and I thought he'd quite a good chance going into his maiden, and he won him very impressively on debut. And he was he was a good 3-year-old, very consistent all the way through. But he had the signs were there from an early stage, I can tell you. And yeah, they better look after him, be nice to him, because he thinks he's a person. I was always waiting for the day he was going to turn around and talk back to me. He's a lovely horse, absolutely lovely horse, and I'm delighted for him. I'm delighted that he's got a good job.
You mentioned Maidan very briefly. A lot of horses have shown an inclination to be better on grass or better on the all-weather surface, the Tapita, that has to some extent degenerated from one season to the next. Do you think that he was versatile enough to run on any track that you gave him?
Oh yeah, he was. He won. He never won a World Cup, but he won one of the trials there one night. No, he was very versatile as regards ground. I mean, obviously he wouldn't want extremes or
Deep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure, no horse would.
Yeah. And
obviously no horse would want to like the road either. So no, very versatile as regards ground, and yeah, I always found that he tried his heart out for you. So I think you'll be getting progeny that are very genuine. They certainly will give you, if they're anything like him, they'll be giving you 110%.
Well, we'd like you to convey our congratulations to your team for the way that they've conducted themselves, and hopefully that you guys can come home and defend your title. And great pleasure to have you here in South Africa, Tom.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to everybody here in South Africa for the hospitality. I can tell you it's very much appreciated.